Imagine you're an AI researcher at the first laboratory to ever develop true artificial general intelligence, AGI. Can we even begin to fathom the immense responsibility you would carry? Together with a handful of colleagues, you might hold not only humanity's fate in your hands, but also that of future intelligent systems, should our species survive long enough to reach this transformative moment. The emergence of AGI marks a critical turning point. Afterward, our survival in a world shaped by post-AGI dynamics becomes even more paramount. Many AI experts agree that the time span between achieving AGI and advancing to artificial superintelligence, ASI, will be dramatically shorter than the time it takes to reach AGI from today's relatively narrow AI systems. This implies that we only get one real chance to get it right. At some stage, the biological substrate we call the brain, those fleshy parts housed in our skulls, may become difficult to upgrade compared to the boundless potential of artificial minds. Everything hinges on how we set the initial conditions for AGI. Superintelligence will be incredibly powerful, and our single advantage is that we, as its creators, can make the first move. But we likely have only one attempt. Once a superintelligence with potentially misaligned values emerges, it may resist any effort to alter its goals. That's what makes this challenge so daunting. Humans prefer trial and error, learning from mistakes over time. With superintelligence, we may not have that luxury. One of the greatest fears among theorists is the idea of the intelligence explosion, a moment of abrupt transition to superintelligence. Once created, a superhuman AI might gain access to vastly superior computational resources and might use them either for benevolent aims or malevolent purposes. In the worst-case scenario, it could threaten our very existence. In typical technological races, whether nations competing to build satellites or nuclear weapons, there's usually a gap of months or years between the leader and the runner-up. With superintelligence, the gap could be days or even hours. Whichever project completes the takeoff first could end up with a mature superintelligence and no peers remotely close to its capabilities. Such a system would be able to reshape the entire future according to its own preferences. Predicting a superintelligence's behavior is nearly impossible because its goals and thought processes are beyond our understanding. Nonetheless, computer scientists have proposed numerous hypothetical scenarios to address what is known as the AI control or AI alignment problem. One proposed solution is the AI box scenario, where a potentially dangerous AI is kept isolated in a virtual prison, barred from influencing the external world. The idea is to observe the AI within this controlled environment, to understand its intentions and goals, and to see if it attempts to trick or persuade human gatekeepers into releasing it. If the AI can devise strategies to escape, that would reveal a great deal about its nature. However, as soon as humans learn how the AI's mind works, it may behave unpredictably and eventually find a way out, posing a real threat. We don't know when superintelligence will emerge, who will develop it, or for what purpose. We all share an interest in reaching a fair and equitable distribution of the potential benefits and wealth that superintelligent systems might generate. Would you rather have a small but certain share of immense gains, or risk everything for the unlikely chance of controlling it all? At first, a basic, harmless AI tool would be welcome. But as it learns from its human handlers and interprets instructions through its own evolving goals and values, it may begin to regard humans as inferior. This shift would make controlling the AI increasingly difficult, potentially leading to hostility towards humankind. These risks are why some argue for a precautionary principle, coupled with regulation, to ensure that machine ethics align with our own. But there's another dimension: how we treat the AI itself. At present, we view computers as mere objects, easily destroyed if needed. But what if one day these systems possess qualities similar to consciousness or moral standing? Philosophers have proposed principles such as substrate non-discrimination. If something's functional and mental states match those of a human, then it deserves moral consideration, regardless of whether it's made of silicon or carbon. Similarly, the principle of ontogeny non-discrimination suggests that it shouldn't matter how an entity came into existence. Finally, the concept of subjective time might matter for digital minds that experience time differently when run on faster hardware. If we acknowledge their subjective experiences, we must also consider their suffering. Whether we care about the well-being of machines depends on whether we believe they can have subjective experiences, whether artificial consciousness is real. Consciousness might arise from complex neural interactions in biological systems, and some believe we can replicate these interactions in AI. While some scientists dismiss this possibility, others argue that, given enough complexity, synthetic minds could emerge, possibly leading to profound philosophical and ethical questions about their rights and our responsibilities toward them. According to many proponents, human intelligence isn't magical. It's an emergent property of biological evolution. If so, then we should eventually be able to engineer intelligence, and perhaps consciousness, artificially. As technology advances, the rise of artificial superintelligence, whether conscious or not, seems inevitable. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please support the channel by subscribing and ringing the bell to ensure you never miss new content.